"I'll work for free," she said. But he recognized the burn marks she tried to hide. She walks in barefoot, silent, her eyes fixed on the flag nailed above the clerk's desk. The wind had left dust in her hair, and her toes curled against the tile like they'd forgotten how to stand still. Her hands shook just enough to make the folder flap when she held it out. The sheriff leaned back in his chair, boots on the desk, chewing something dry and bitter. He didn't move. "You're late," he said. "I wasn't invited," she said. He looked her over once. "Name?" "Sarah." "Last name?" She paused. "Doesn't matter." He nodded like that made sense. She placed the folder down. "He didn't touch it. You looking to clean houses, feed the jail boys, file papers, anything? You got experience?" "Some." "You don't sound sure." "I'm sure." He opened the folder slow. Inside, a yellowed letter of reference, 2 clippings, and a copied birth certificate that didn't have a seal. He tapped the corner of the page. "You don't need to lie." "I ain't lying. That letter's 4 years old." She looked past him toward the cracked window. "So's the burn," she said. His eyes dropped to her arms. The sleeves were long, too long for summer. Her wrist peeked out when she reached to collect the folder. The skin there was raw, warped. He didn't flinch, just leaned forward. "You from around here?" "Close." "Where's close?" "Doesn't matter." He scratched his jaw. "You run from something or toward it?" "I'm standing right here." He nodded once. "You have anywhere to stay?" "I will." He stood slowly, took the folder, and dropped it in a drawer without looking again, walked around the desk and looked her dead in the face. "Fine," he said. "You can start Monday." She turned to leave. The edge of her collar slipped as she moved. Pink scar tissue crawled up her jawline, clean and angry. His hand twitched, but he didn't say anything. Her broom clatters across the linoleum as she hurries past the barbershop window. The bell above the door doesn't ring when she pushes in. It's too quiet inside, just the buzz of clippers and a man in the chair staring down at his boots. The barber nods once, doesn't stop cutting. "You're new," he says. She sweeps near the baseboard, careful not to touch the chair. "Started Monday." "Sheriff send you?" "Not really." He finishes up, brushes the man's neck, takes the money without counting. When they're alone, he leans on the counter. "You hungry?" She shakes her head. "You sure? Got some jerky in the drawer." "I'm fine." He watches her, then points with the comb. "Your shirt's torn." She glances down. The collar had slipped again. She tugs it back. "Laundry's late." "Wasp bite?" She doesn't answer. He steps behind her, catches her reflection in the mirror. Burns, old ones. She stops sweeping. "Worse than wasps," she mutters. "Family?" "Something like." He nods slow, opens a cabinet, pulls out a jar. "Snake balm. Good for nerves, skin too." She flinches. "Don't need that." "Didn't say you did." He sets it on the sink anyway. The glass catches the light, makes it look gold. She stares at it like it might move. "You gonna tell anyone?" He shrugs. "Not my business." They stand quiet. A truck rolls past outside. The broom handle creaks in her grip. She turns to leave. Stops. "Why'd you ask?" He doesn't look at her. "'Cause I seen scars like that before." She watches in the mirror as the barber sets down the ointment and leaves the back door unlocked. The sheriff pulls out an old case file. 5 girls, 1 cabin, 1 survivor, or none. He flips through photos, charred boards, scorched cloth, a melted locket found in the dirt, names in faded ink: Lacey, Ruth, Dana, Evie, Mary Ellen Harper. The name she gave was Mary. He hadn't heard it spoken since the fire. He lights a cigarette, doesn't smoke it. "You think it's her?" Deputy Clay leans against the doorframe, arms crossed. "No body, no proof. But you believe it?" "Yeah." Clay nods, uneasy. "You gonna call it in?" "Not yet." He packs the file into his bag, leaves the station with the sun low and the clouds pressing hard. The road out to the woods is thinner than he remembers. Brush grown in, fence rusted out. He parks by the ditch and walks the rest. The cabin's gone. Nothing left but a cement slab half buried in weeds. He circles once, then heads to the tree, still standing, thicker now, bark split and warped with time. He runs his fingers down the trunk, stops at the carving, 5 names. Lacey, Ruth, Dana, Evie. Mary is scratched out, like someone took a knife and couldn't stop. Below it, something newer, not deep, but angry. The sheriff squints, dried blood. Encrusted into the cuts, he steps back, heart loud in his chest. She came back, he says. Clay, quiet behind him now, asks, "Why?" The sheriff looks down the path, to finish it. Her hands shake as she forces the pantry lock open with a nail file. The latch gives with a soft snap, and the wood groans like it remembers being shut too long. It smells like mold and vinegar. She ducks inside, shuts the door behind her. No windows, just shelves lined with dusty jars and the faint hum of a freezer no longer plugged in. She kneels, brushing old flour from the floor, finds the edge of a rug nailed down and rips it up, with her teeth when her fingers can't grip it. Beneath, a seam, a hidden trapdoor. She wedges the file into the crack and pries until it lifts. Cold air hits her face. The cellar stairs are steep and crooked. She climbs down slow, each step soft with rot. At the bottom, she finds it, a rusted tin box under a broken crate. She lifts the lid. Inside, a mess of women's earrings tangled in. Fishing wire, half a lipstick, burnt edges of laminated cards, baby teeth in a jar, some still with blood on them, a cross snapped in half. She doesn't move. You ever see something so evil it stays behind? The voice is hers, quiet, and then another, from behind her in the dark, all the time. She doesn't turn. She just pulls a match from her pocket, strikes it on the stone wall, watches the flame grow. "Forgive me," she whispers, and drops it into the box. The girl slams the mop bucket down in front of the woman. Water sloshes over the edge and soaks her shoes. The woman doesn't flinch, just wrings out the rag and keeps wiping the baseboard. "You're not from here," the girl says. "No one is, not really. You lied to my daddy." "He knew." "I did. You gonna tell me why?" The woman doesn't answer. The girl kneels, blocking her path. "You ain't just here to clean floors." "No." "Then what?" The woman lifts the rag again. Her wrist slips out from under her sleeve. Raw, pink. The girl stares. "He did it to you too." The woman shakes her head. "Not him. Not exactly." "Then who?" "Men who think God forgives them faster than women do." The girl stands slow, voice tight. "You talk like you know something." "I do." "You talk like my house don't scare you." "It doesn't." The girl pulls her collar down, quick. Thin lines, red and raised, run along her shoulder. "He said I was chosen," she whispers. The woman's hands freeze mid-wipe. "He told me fire cleans what shame dirties." The woman nods, barely. "He said it was love. It wasn't. I thought it was just me." "It never is." The mop bucket drips between them. Silence swells thick. The girl picks it up. "Janitor closet's unlocked," she says. The woman follows her down the hallway. They sit on overturned paint cans. Neither speaks for a while. Then, soft, like it breaks something inside, the girl says, "It still hurts." The woman touches her shoulder. "It's supposed to." They cry together in the janitor's closet, hidden from the sound of church bells ringing. Stalks rustle as they push through the field, the girl trailing behind. Her boots catch on roots. The woman doesn't slow. The air smells like sweat and dry rot. "Where are we going?" The girl asks. "Where they stop digging." "I don't like this. You're not supposed to." They reach a clearing where the corn bends strange, like something heavy pressed down once and never got back up. The woman kneels, brushes dirt aside with her bare hands. The girl watches, nervous. There's nothing here, not anymore. She keeps digging. Nails snap, fingers bleed. Then a dull clink. She pulls free a metal urn, rusted and dented, sets it down like it's made of glass. "What is that?" "Remains." "Whose?" "Keep looking." Beside the urn, wrapped in old burlap, something shines. The girl reaches down, pulls out a badge bent and blackened, the numbers faded. That ain't his badge, she says. No. Then whose is it? His brother's, the real sheriff. Buried out here. The girl swallows hard. He told me his brother ran off. He did, straight into the fire. The girl clutches the badge. So who raised me? The woman meets her eyes. Someone who stepped over a body to do it. That and can't be right. You already knew it was. The girl stares at the bones underfoot. What does that make my dad? The woman whispers, a coward who stood still. The matches shake in her hand, but she doesn't drop them. The air behind the livestock pen is thick with manure and blood. Cattle moan in the distance. No one's watching her. Not yet. She strikes one. The flame flickers, small and yellow. She touches it to a rag soaked in diesel, tucked beneath a bale of hay. The fire catches slow, then quick. She doesn't move. The deacons laugh behind her, still talking politics like it's poker. One leans against the fence post, spit-stained Bible in hand. The other drinks from a flask. You boys remember me? She asks. They look up. Who? She slams the latch shut. Locks it. What the hell is this? Repentance. You crazy? No. Just late. Flames crawl up the wood. One grabs the bars. Open it, she watches. You wanted sacrifice, she says. Try choking on it. Help! Hey, somebody! You preached about fire. Now preach from it. You don't have to do this. I already did. The smoke rises black. Hooves clatter in nearby stalls. Voices yell from the front of the barn. You won't get out alive. One of them coughs. I was already dead. She turns her back on them. The flames reach the roof. Screams stretch thin. The church bell across town starts ringing, off cue like it knows. Sirens follow. She walks out through the side gate, barefoot, face streaked with soot. The sheriff pulls up fast, gun drawn. She doesn't flinch. He steps toward her. What did you do? She meets his eyes, leveled the scales. Smoke curls around her like it belongs there. He lowers the gun. She stands in it, calm, barefoot, unafraid. Rain pelts the tin roof as the girl slams the kitchen door. The sheriff stands at the sink, hands gripping the counter, water dripping from his cuffs. She walks straight at him, shoulders squared. You gonna lie to me too? She says. Don't start. You already did. He doesn't turn. Where was it? You don't want to know. I do. He dries his hands slow, stiff. The old revival cabin. She slaps a folder on the table. This one? She asks. His jaw tightens. I found the tree. I saw the names. He finally looks at her. You think I lit the match? I think you watched it burn. It got out of control. No, Roy, you let it. He pulls a chair out, sits. We thought it was salvation. It was just pain. She doesn't move. Say her name. He hesitates. Say it. Mary Ellen Harper. The woman steps from the shadows, quiet, steady. He jerks back in his seat. You're not. She nods once. You buried me. I didn't. You watched. He looks down. You didn't scream, he says. I couldn't. I thought you were gone. You made sure I was. He shakes his head. You don't understand what it was like back then. She leans in close. I do. I lived it. The girl stares at him, breath shallow. She was 17, she says. 16, the woman corrects. The girl looks at her father, tears sharp now. You left her, she says. He doesn't answer. Woman closes her eyes. Now dig where you buried me. Dirt crumbles as the shovel hits something hollow. The sound makes the girl flinch. The woman doesn't stop. She drops to her knees, claws at the packed mud with her hands. The sheriff stands back, pale, silent. The first thing to show is fabric, white, frayed. A robe, then the chain, rusted links wrapped tight across bone. The girl steps closer, jaw tight. What is that? She asks. You know what it is, the woman says. The robe peels apart in the center. Beneath it, ribs like broken fence posts. Crushed in, a gold name tag dangles from the chain, face down in the rot. The sheriff turns away. You left me there, the woman says. He chokes on spit. We thought you were gone. You made sure I was. He drops to one knee, hand pressed to his mouth. I was a child, she says. He can't speak. I begged. He vomits into the grass, shaking. The girl bends down. Her hands hover, then close around the tag. She wipes it on her sleeve. One word etched deep into the metal. "Mary," she reads. She looks up. Is it her? The woman nods. Her eyes never leave the bones. She was first. The girl swallows. How many more? The woman doesn't answer. The sheriff stumbles back, wipes his mouth, eyes red. The girl turns to him. You let them do this. He doesn't deny it. She lifts the tag, brushes it once more and whispers, "She's not gone." She pours the gasoline slow, careful not to spill it on the steps. The can runs dry just as the last of it coats her boots. The church looms behind. Her empty now, but still humming with memory. Across the lot people gather, townsfolk, deputies, the sheriff in cuffs. He sees her. Starts forward. "Don't," she says. "You don't have to do this. I already did. You're not her anymore. I never stopped being her." She pulls the matchbook from her pocket, tears one loose. "This time you watch, please. No. You watched me burn before. You do it again." He stares at her, hands shaking, cuffed tight. The girl breaks through the line. "Don't do it." "I have to." "Why?" "Because no one else did." The girl cries out, "There's other ways." "Not for me." The match scrapes, ignites. She holds it like it's holy. "I'm not asking forgiveness," she says. She drops it. The fire eats fast, races up her legs, clings to her like cloth. She screams, not from fear, not from pain. Something older. The sheriff falls to his knees. The state man, holding his chain, doesn't stop him. She burns bright against the sky, hair caught in flame, eyes wide and locked on the church door. Smoke rolls thick through the street. People cry. Some run. No one looks away. Her screams echo across the town as flames dance around her, but her eyes never close. Machines hum. The girl hesitates at the doorway, fingers clenched around a paper cup gone cold. The room smells like smoke and bleach. The woman lies still, wrapped in gauze from neck to heel. Tubes run from her arms. Her face is mostly bandage, but her eyes are open, clear, watching. The girl steps in slow. "I thought you were dead." "I was." Silence stretches between them. The girl pulls a chair close. "You remember me?" "I remember everything. They said you shouldn't have lived. I didn't plan to. I didn't want you to die." The woman's breath rattles through the mask. "Then why'd you come?" The girl looks down. "I couldn't let it end there." "It didn't." She nods, wiping her nose with her sleeve. "What now?" The woman stares at the ceiling a long time. Then, "Now you live." A nurse passes outside the door. Neither of them moves. The girl leans forward, whispers, "Thank you." The woman blinks. Slow. Outside, the flag above the county clerk's desk hangs upside down. Nobody notices. Morning comes. Slow, but it comes.